taping, so for the strong vinyasa. So come to your yoga mats. Up, and we're going to start on the knees today. Okay, so starting like this, and closing the eyes. Start to concentrate on your breath. Feel like you're elongating the spine. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing all the facial muscles. Beginning to bring yourself inwards. Like you're feeling the body from the inside out. Noticing the breathing, the movement of the body with the breath. And start to control the breath by making the inhales and the exhales the same length. Engaging Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, so you can have more movement in the thoracic cage, the rib cage. You can start to apply the soft sound of Ujjayi. Feel like you're inhaling from the top, like you're pouring the air into the lungs. Comes a little bit lower to about the area of the floating ribs, the lowest ribs, the solar plexus, the soft part between the ribs. And then exhale from the bottom up. So inhaling from the top down. Exhaling from the bottom up. Using the sound to connect fully with the body, to concentrate the mind. We start to feel this all-pointed awareness. So all at the same time, you have awareness of the body, awareness of the breath, awareness of the mind, and at the same time being able to focus on the instructions that I'll be giving. Bring the hands in front of the chest. And you can give yourself an intention for this practice. If you have something specific that you want to focus on, then remind yourself of this now. If you don't have something specific, perhaps it could be trying to cultivate an attentive and relaxed mind. So as we're working through the yoga poses, maintaining attention, but also noticing if the mind starts striving, judging, getting ahead of itself. And if you notice this, just bring yourself back to the intention of a relaxed and attentive mind. And we'll chant Om. Place the hands on the floor in front of you. Come to the hands and knees. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, the knees a little bit behind the hips, and then tuck the toes under. Press all the pads of the fingers firmly into the floor so you feel the palm of the hand lifting up. It lifts from the center, lifting all the skin of the forearm all the way up towards the ceiling. Try to find a neutral spine so that the belly is firming in. Make sure it's not dropping towards the floor, letting gravity take over. And then reach the sitting bones in the opposite direction from the head. And then actively reach the sternum towards the front. So this is an active pose. So it's not just hanging out here. You're actively pulling the two sitting bones towards one another to engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and then you're actively reaching the sitting bones to the back wall. And then reaching the sternum in the opposite direction. Press the fingertips, press the pads of the hands into the floor, reach the skin of the arms up away from the floor, and then fill in that space between the shoulder blades on the back of the body. Feel the skin of the upper outer arms slightly rotating towards the back of your mat. Soften the elbows. I see some hyperextended elbows in the pictures. So the elbows should not be locked. Okay, so if you're holding this with co-contraction, I'm already starting to sweat just holding this. So if that's not the case, try to bring yourself back to the attentive mind. Stretch out the right leg, keeping the toes tucked under. Feel the thigh reaching up towards the navel. That front thigh is connected to the belly. And then press the heel away actively. Fill in the space between the shoulder blades. Soften the neck muscles. Navel pulling in. Lower the knee. Pick up the other knee. Press the heel away. Make this active. Co-contraction of all the muscles. This means that the thighs are engaged as well as the hamstrings. It means the buttocks are firm as well as the lower belly. Lower the knee. Pick up the right knee again, and then pick up the whole leg from the inner thigh. So the inner thigh is initiating the movement. And then reach the heel way away from you. Reach the sternum in the Check the full belly is pulling away from the floor. Lower, opposite side. Lift the knee and then pick up the leg. Pull in the navel, sitting bones reaching towards one another and reaching to the back wall. And lower that knee, pick up the right leg, bend that right knee, and then you're going to swivel the elbows like they're coming towards one another, and then lower down onto the forearms. Lifting the back foot, flexing the back foot, lift the elbows, lower down, lift the elbows, swivel the elbows towards one another as you do so. Coming down, lift the elbows. One more time, elbows down, lifting up. Lower the right knee, opposite side, straighten the knee, lift the leg, bend the knee. Lift the foot towards the ceiling. Swivel the elbows inwards, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 3 more times. 1, keep the foot flexed. The upper foot is flexed. Belly in. 2, 3, and I think that was it. I lost count. Lower down and straighten the right leg. Bring the left arm out in front of you and pick up the back leg. Lower the hand and pull the knee close to the chest. Try to reach your forehead towards the knee. And stretch it out. And knee to the forehead. Stretch it out. And knee to the forehead again. One more time. Up and close. Release the knee. Pick up the left knee. Straighten the right arm out. Pick up the leg. Holding here. Pull in the navel. Tops of the buttocks sliding towards the back of your mat. Let the hand come down and bring the knee close to the chest, forehead towards the knee, and stretching up and close. Stretching up and close. Inhale, open. Exhale, knee close to the forehead, lowering the knee. Inhale, open the chest, slide forward a little bit, like a little bit of an upward dog. Exhale, puppy pose. Inhale, upward dog on the knees. Exhale, puppy pose. Pull the belly in. Inhale to open. Exhale, pull the navel in as you come back. 2 more. 1, inhale. 2, down. 2, inhale, warming up the spine. Exhale. Holding in puppy. Press the 10 fingers into the floor, press the pads of the hands into the floor, and then reach the sitting bones way away from the hands. Pull in the navel, bring the ears between the upper arms. And coming back up onto the knees, point the toes, and then lean back, coming to sit on the feet. Bring the arms out to the sides. Feel the lower belly coming in and start to twist towards your right. Check your arms are still straight, okay, because the tendency is to bring one arm forward, right? So take a look, see if you're still straight. Feel the shoulder blades coming onto the back like they're going to come through the chest. Place the left hand on the outside of your knee. Right fingertips on the floor behind you. Inhale, feel like you're getting a little longer. Exhale, turning towards the right. So you can press your hand into the knee to get a little bit of leverage for the twist. Finding a gazing point, keeping that point so the eyes are not fluttering around. Relax the jaw. Make sure you're tuning into the breathing in a relaxed and attentive mind. Lift the arms. Exhale, turn all the way to the other side. Have a look, see if you're still straight. You're not bringing one arm forward too far forward. Feel the sacrum lifting up like it's going to reach towards the sternum, making space in the back. But the sitting bones still feel grounded. Bring the right hand on the outside of the knee, left fingertips behind you. Press into the hand. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Pulling the two sitting bones slightly towards one another, engaging Mula Bandha. And lift the arms. Come back to center. Place the hands forward. Tuck the toes. Bring the sitting bones towards the heels. Lift all the the palms from the hands, so you're on the fingertips. Reach the sitting bones behind you, and then wiggle the fingertips as far forward as you can, feeling this nice elongation through the entire torso. And then place the hands firm onto the floor. Ears between the upper arms. Lower belly pulling in. Feel like the two sitting bones are slightly coming towards one another. And then start to walk the hands towards you. Lift the knees. And then come into a squatting position. You can open the feet a little bit. Bring the hands in front of you. And then pull with the hands, like the hands are pulling on your yoga mat, like this, so that your chest opens. Okay, if your heels are not on the floor, don't worry, just leave them as they are, and you can still do the same action. Pull with the hands, feel the chest opening. And then relax the arms. If it's possible, you bring the hands in prayer position. Relax the buttocks, relax around the hips. Find a gazing point, steady the gaze. And come back to the breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Soft sound of Ujjayi. Bring the hands on the floor in front of you. Start to walk the hands forward. Coming back onto the hands and knees. Press into the hands and then pick up the knees and coming into downward facing dog. So if you need to here, you could also bend one knee, keep the other leg straight, being sure that the back is long, so you're not straightening the knee unless the back is already long. And then you can switch sides. And if it feels right for you, you can straighten both knees. Looking forward, stepping the feet forward. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips. Open the chest. Check the legs are straight and make a nice straight spine. So if you're a little tighter, you could also bring your hands up a little higher. Okay, it's not wrong. What's wrong is if you're not listening to your body.
And exhale, fold forward. You're welcome to bend the knees. Back of the neck long. Press firm into the feet. Lead with the chest. Open the palms. Pull in the belly. Inhale all the way up, raising the arms. Exhale, arms to the sides. Open the palms. Inhale, raising the arms. Exhale, diving over the legs. The lower belly is coming in. Relax the neck. Inhale, lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, press the hands and either step or lightly hop back. Coming into a plank pose, lean forward, coming into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here, find your steady gaze, and then still the body. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees, either stepping or hopping forward. Inhale, long back. Exhale, head down. Inhale, all the way up, keeping the bandhas. Exhale, arms to the sides. And again, second one. Inhale. Exhale, belly in as you fold forward. Inhale, long back. Exhale, step or hop. Stay in plank for a moment. Press the heels away. Reach the sternum in the opposite direction. Feel the belly reaching away from the floor. Bend the elbows, lean forward. Come into chaturanga. Hold it, one breath. Inhale, upward facing. Press the 10 toes, hold it here. Feel like the lower belly is pulling in, hip bones come towards one another. Exhale, lead with the lower belly over the toes, downward facing. Breathing freely. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees, step or hop forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, head down. Inhale, chest open as you come up. Exhaling. One more like this. Inhaling. Exhaling, enjoying the movement. Inhaling, exhaling, enjoying the breath. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees, step or hop forward. Inhale, long back, belly in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhaling here. Bend the knees, keep the knees together. Inhale, lifting up, Utkatasana. Exhale, folding over the legs, relax the back of the neck. Inhale, lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step or hop, lower. Open the chest, pull the lower belly in, straight legs. Exhale, downward facing. Lift the heels high from the floor. Press the hands into the floor. Reach the sitting bones to the wall behind you. and then start to pick up the right leg from the upper inner thigh. Look down your leg. Make sure the kneecap is pointing straight down. The toes are pointing straight down. And then bring your right foot towards your right thumb. Put your left knee on the floor and then come up. Bring your right hand on the top of your thigh and then push that thigh down towards the floor. And as you push it to the floor, the thigh is reaching up. So you're getting co-contraction of the muscles. Bring your left hand on your left thigh, lengthen the left thigh, hook onto the hip bone, lift the hip bone up. Okay, bring your hands on your low back ribs, lift the low back ribs up. So you feel really long through the waist. Open the palms, inhale, raise the arms, and then press the back toes into the floor and pick up the back knee, but just 1 or 2 centimeters. Holding here. Feel the upper inner thighs reaching towards Mula Bandha. And then straighten the knee. Pick up the low back ribs, belly in. Bring the left hand on the floor, on the inside of your foot. And then reach the right hand up. And coming back into the kind of warrior. Exhale, both hands to the floor, lean forward, step back, lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the heels high from the floor, press the hands, reach the sitting bones away. Start to pick up the left leg from the upper inner thigh. Have a look. Your kneecap is pointing down, toes pointing down, knees straight. Bring the left foot to the left thumb. Put your right knee to the floor and come up. Left hand on the top of the thigh, press the thigh down. Right hand on the other thigh, lift that skin up, hook onto the hip bone, lift the hip bone up. So you feel the pelvis coming level. Thumbs on the low back ribs, lift the low back ribs up. Inhale, raise the arms. Press the back toes and lift the knee, but really just a tiny, tiny bit. Hold it here. Low back ribs up, belly in. Straighten the knee. Right hand to the floor, left arm up. And coming back up to this warrior variation. And both hands to the floor, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling. Exhaling. Staying here. Tuning in with your breath. Checking in with the mind. Relaxed but attentive. Pick up the heels. Pick up the right leg. Bring the right foot to the thumb. Come into this lunge, kind of like a runner's lunge. Reach the back of the neck away. Then left hand on the floor, right hand on the top of the thigh. Push that thigh into the floor and open the chest to the side. Reach your right arm up. Press the back heel firmly away. Bring the right hand down, come onto the fingertips, and then see if you can work towards straightening that front knee. Trying to look down the body so that the torso looks straight forward. Turn the back foot on the floor at an angle. Inhale, come up with both legs straight. Trying to turn so both hips are forward. If it's too long of a stance, shorten it. And then bring your right knee over the heel. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, open, Virabhadrasana B. Reverse warrior. And both hands back down to the floor. Step back. Optional chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Lift the heels high from the floor. Pick up the left leg. Bring the foot towards the thumb. Bend the knee over the heel. Right hand on the floor. Left hand on the hip. Start to swivel the spine. Lift the left arm up. Left hand down. Come onto the fingertips. And see if you're able to work towards straightening that front knee. Take a look at your body so your torso looks like it's straight forward, not curving to one side. Turn the back foot on the floor at an angle. Come all the way up, both legs straight. See if you can swivel the hips forward. Bend the front knee. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, Virabhadrasana B. Reverse warrior. And windmill the arms, come all the way back down to the floor. Step back, chaturanga. Inhaling. Exhaling. Taking a couple of breaths here, make sure the breathing is still smooth and even. Lift the heels high from the floor. This time you're going to bring your right heel forward so that your heel is touching the floor. Slide the fingertips back. If possible, both legs straight. That feels like just like way too much. Then put your back knee down. Okay, so pull the right hip back, left hip pulling forward, and then elongate the spine from here. Bring the left hand on the floor, right hand on the upper right thigh, and then soften the front knee, and then externally rotate that thigh. So the foot is in a flexed position, and the outside of the foot is on the floor. Then see if you can drop that hip and lift the right arm up. If the back knee is on the floor, you can stay like this. If your knee is straight, see if you can push that heel away from you. And both hands down. So maybe you're going to stay like this, or maybe you're going to come down onto the forearms. Check down the body. Try to keep the two sides of the body equal distance from the floor. So the two hips are level. And then come up onto the hands. Bring the foot into the original position. And bring the leg back. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Lift the heels. Lift the left leg. And bring that left foot forward so the heel is on the floor. It's coming forward because I'm too far back on my mat. Okay, so starting here, opening the chest, and if you need to, you can put the back knee down to the floor. Okay, remember, we're listening to our body, we're listening to our mind. The subtle mind, not the little front mind telling you bad things. And then, right hand on the floor, left hand on the top of the thigh, bend that knee, externally rotate the leg. Foot is flexed, and a little spin, a little twist. You can do this with the back knee on the floor. Both hands to the floor, same here. You can do this with the back knee on the floor. You can stay like that. Okay, so don't hesitate to do what feels right for you. If it feels okay, you can bring your forearms on the floor, slide your back foot back, bringing the two hips equal distance from the floor. Hands to the floor, coming into the original position, and stepping back, lower down, transition. And downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward, and step or hop forward. Inhale to a long back. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Everybody's okay there? Thumbs up? Okay, good. Anyway, you're at home, so if something feels too much, just take a little rest or do a different pose. If you know another pose that you prefer to do, just do that. Okay, so we're going to bend our knees, raise the arms up, and then slowly, 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 keeping the knees together if possible, seeing if we can come down to this kind of squatting position, but not completely, so you feel like you have to keep the knees together to keep this buoyancy, like you're lifting from underneath. Left fingertips come behind you, right elbow on the outside of the knee. Push your elbow into your knee, and then lift the chest up. Feel the lower belly firmly coming in. Keep the knees still pointing to the front of your mat. Changing sides, right fingertips behind you, left elbow on the outside of the knee. Keep both kneecaps pointing in the same direction. Press the elbow, open the chest. And enjoy it. Belly in. And come back to the first position. Lean forward, both hands to the floor, and step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the heels, step the left foot forward, and bring the outer sides of the feet parallel. Bring the hands on the floor in front of you, fingertips on the floor, and then open the chest way away from the floor. Feel the belly coming in. Check that the points of the feet, the 3 points, are into the floor. You don't want the ankle turning out like this. Okay, this is a no-no. Okay, so it's going to hurt the ankle, it's going to hurt the knee. Then, left hand, right under the face, lift the right arm up. Spinal twist. Trying to keep the sacrum parallel with the floor. Right hand down, left arm up. Both hands down, and then slide the hands back. So you're going to have chaturanga arms, so it's like a box, so the wrists and the elbows on top of one another. The head can come down, the head comes down. And then you squeeze the elbows together as if something is pushing them apart. So co-contracting the muscles of the arms. Feel the shoulder blades onto the back. So really feel the shoulder blades pulling onto the back. the shoulders reaching away from the ears. Then from there, if it feels comfortable for you, you start to lift the heels from the floor and bring some weight into the head. And for a few of you, so be careful if you've got things around you, you might be lifting up into a headstand. Okay, a tripod headstand. If you've done this before, go ahead. If you have any neck issues, you don't do this. And certainly if your head's not on the floor, you're not doing this. I see some of you with the head off the floor. If you're up, slowly with control, coming back down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Relax the shoulders. Belly in, chest lifted. Exhale, going all the way over. Inhale all the way up, using the belly. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, go halfway down. Take your big toes with the first two fingers and the thumbs. Inhale, straighten the arms, open the chest. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side, the head comes down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Place the hands on the floor in front of you, about under the face. And then you're going to see about wiggling the feet out to the sides. Okay, so you need to go slowly here. You want to keep the hips in line with the ankles. And then if you come down quite far, you pick up the outsides of the feet. So the outer sides of the feet are off the floor so that you don't hurt your knees. So your knees and your toes are still pointing in the same direction. If it feels quite okay, then maybe you put your chest down to the floor. And you might separate the arms out to the sides. And then bring the hands, if you're there, bring the hands back to the floor. Push into the hands. Wiggle the feet towards one another. Till they come to the first position. Hands on the hips. Inhale all the way up. Exhale at the top. Turn the heels inwards. Bring the hands on the upper inner thighs. Use your hands to lengthen the upper inner thighs. Make sure your knees are pointing the same direction as the toes. And then from here, try to lift your chest up. So you need to engage Mula Bandha Uddiyana Bandha to do that. Feel the two hip bones the two sit bones coming towards one another. The upper inner thigh skin coming towards Mula Bandha. Open the arms, raise the arms. Straighten the knees, turn the toes to the front of your mat, and both hands to the floor, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step or hop forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Okay, so come to about the middle of your mats. Coming into a nice Samastitihi. Tops of the buttocks sliding down. Low back ribs sliding up. Firming in of the belly. From here, you're going to feel your right leg entering, like lifting the right thigh into the hip socket so that the foot is just hovering from the floor, like that. Okay, so lifting that up, it's coming from the core of the body. And then you're going to start to tilt forward, lifting the thigh from the upper inner thigh. Bring the arms alongside the body. Then, coming all the way forward, bringing the foot up. See if you can get the outside of your foot, barely, and then reach your right arm behind you. And you're welcome to bend the knee, but not the standing leg. Try to keep the standing foot straight. Sorry, I'm falling out of it. I can't look at myself in the camera there. Oh, I can't do it at all. And then bring both hands under the thigh, anchor the shoulder blades on the floor onto the back, point the toes, keep the ankle straight, but pull the toes towards you. Both hands to the hips. And release the leg. So, second side. Feel like you're lifting, so it feels like the femur bone is really coming into the hip socket from Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. And then start to tilt forward with the torso. The back leg is reaching up from the upper inner thigh. And then coming all the way forward. You can hold under your leg with your left hand and see if you can reach your right hand to your foot. And reaching out. Interlace your fingers under the thigh, roll open the shoulders, point the toes, keep the ankles straight, but pull the toes back. Both hands to the hips. And lower down. Okay, the next one. So you're going to start again with a nice samastitihi. Bring the right knee so it's turning out at an angle, but keep both hip bones forward. Lower belly pulling in, Mula Bandha lifting up. And then start to pick up your right foot, and you're going to cradle your ankle on either side of the ankle. Take a look at the ankle, it should be straight. Then there's a little bit of a tug of war here. You reach the foot away as you pull the leg towards you. So you're letting the upper outer right thigh externally rotate. Reaching away, pulling it towards you. Make sure you don't hurt your knee, okay? So just listen deeply to your body. Lower belly in. And then close the back of the knee. Place the foot on the upper inner thigh. Pick up the arms for a tree pose. And releasing out of that. Second side. Starting with the samastitihi. Turn the left knee out, both hip bones forward. Pick up the foot, cradle either side of the ankle. So it's a straight ankle, but the toes flexed. And then reach the foot away as you pull it a little bit towards you. Soften the left hip joint. Reaching away. Exhale, pull it a little bit towards you. Do a couple of breathings here. Trying to keep the standing leg completely straight. And then close the knee. Bring the foot on the upper inner thigh. Check both hips are still forward, raising up the arms. A nice simple tree, but it's an amazing pose just to work on balance and feel grounded, steady and grounded, but reaching to the sky. And releasing with some control, coming to the front of the mats.
And bend the knees. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, you're going to place the palms in prayer position, like this, and bring the elbow, the right elbow, on the outside of the knee. Push the elbow into the knee, open the chest. And then you're going to see if you can step your right foot back. Push your elbow into the knee, open the chest, press the right heel firmly away from you. And then bend the back knee, bring the knee forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Bend the elbows, elbow on the outside of the right knee. Open the chest. Step the left foot back. Press the right hand into the left hand, opening the chest. Straighten the back knee. And bring the foot forward. Utkatasana. Both hands down to the floor. Relax the neck. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, step or hop. Going back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Bend the knees, gaze forward, and step or hop forward. Coming into a sitting pose. Whew. Okay, you're going to take your hands behind the knees, bend your knees up, and then use your hands to kind of push the middle of the hamstrings up towards the sitting bones. Pull with the hands, lower belly firms in, and then bring your ribs to touch the thighs. Bring the hands behind the Achilles tendons. Same thing, kind of pulling up. And then you hold them there, pull up so the chest lifts. Okay, keep this touching and then push the heels away. But do it slowly. Okay, take your time to relax an attentive mind. And when you get this relaxed and attentive mind, tends to give this sensation of a relaxed and attentive body. So you can stay with the hands under the calves, or if it feels okay, you can straighten the legs completely and maybe hold your feet. Keeping the chest open, heart open, grounded sitting bones. Inhale, lift the chest. Slide the hands behind you. Oh my God, where did she come from? Sorry, I just got a lick from a dog. Okay, so bring your hands like palms forward. And then slide your hands back. Point the toes. Press into the hands. Lift your body. Look down the body, the belly in, knees straight. And then push the hands. If you can lift high enough where you can no longer see your feet, then let the head come back. And lower it down. Oh my. Okay, so from here, we're going to try this half lotus. So if you know that half lotus isn't good for your knees, then you can do like a Janu Shashasana or the ankle to the knee. Okay, so I'm going to talk it through. So you're leaning back a little bit. Allow the right femur bone to open. So you externally rotate that leg. And then as you're leaning back, you're closing the back of the knee. Bring your hands on either sides of the ankle. Bring the heel towards the navel. And then all at the same time, you sit up and place the foot on the top of the thigh. Okay, so if that's not comfortable, just be sure to listen to yourself. And then sitting bones, nice and grounded. Front knee pointing up to the ceiling, toes pointing to the ceiling. Open the arms, interlace the thumbs,
pull the thumbs away, and then reach as high as you can go. So your baby fingers are reaching up towards the ceiling. Feel like you're getting longer through the waist, but make sure the sitting bones feel grounded and the sitting bones are slightly coming towards one another. So you've got Mula Bandha, you're grounded, Uddiyana Bandha, the lifting up. Then open the arms, turn towards your straight leg, keeping the arms in a nice straight line. And then bring the right hand so the back of the hand is on the outside of your shin bone. Open the chest. Press the hand into the shin bone to help get some leverage for a nice twisting pose. Bring the arm up. Turn to the opposite side. Check your arms are still straight. Bring your hand down on the outside or the inside of your shin. Press, get some leverage. Turn your upper hand so the thumb is pointing downwards. Bend at the elbow and see if you can get your toe behind. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You can just hold, maybe use a belt or a towel, or bring your hand on the back of the body. Now, no matter where that right hand is, you start to swivel yourself forward and see if you can have both shoulders facing directly forward. So if you need to let go of the toe, you have to let go of the toe so that your chest is straight forward. And then slide that left hand down the leg, hold the outside of the foot, pull the foot. So I'm pulling my foot this way, pushing the ball of the foot away, and I'm pulling my foot to get my heart to lift, the chest to lift. Sitting bones grounded, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift up. Okay, so now you're going to bring your hands behind you, slide them back, start to bend your left knee up. So if you know this is not good for your knee, you do under lotus. You put the foot down here. Okay, so if you know it's okay on your knee, you can keep it where it is. So you're leaning back. So notice I'm leaning back so that I have more mobility in my hips. And then press into the hands, lift the chest. Start to walk the fingertips forward. You're getting external rotation in that bent knee. And so you want to feel the sitting bones grounded, but the chest lifted. You can hug your knee with your right hand, and then keep hugging the knee. So I'm pulling my knee towards me, but my knee is resisting that pull. So that then I have some leverage to lift the heart and twist into a version of Marichasana D. And then releasing, straightening out the left leg, releasing the right leg. You can shake up the legs if you need to. Then starting again. So second side, half lotus. Lean back, the belly needs to firm in. Externally rotate the left leg, bend the back of the knee, so you're still leaning back, and then you're holding on either side of the ankle, bringing the heel towards the navel. Then all at the same time, I sit up and I place the top of my foot over my thigh. You can rearrange the sitting bones so they feel like they're in the right place. Open the arms, lift the arms, interlace the thumbs, but change the way you've interlaced them. So elongating, feel like you're getting taller and taller. With age, we get shorter, but not if you do yoga. Then you get taller, right? Okay, then open the arms, and then turn your chest towards your straight leg. Bring the hand on the outside of the shin. Right fingertips can come down, using that pressure to get some leverage for a nice twisting position.
twisting all the internal organs. And bring the arms up, turning to the opposite side. Place the hand on the outside or the inside of the shin. Press into the shin. Using this as leverage. Turn the back thumb so it's pointing downwards. Bend at the elbow and see if maybe you get your toe or the side body. Or if you've got a little towel or cloth, you could use that. Wherever you're holding, now you're going to see if you can turn your whole chest forward. Slide your hand down to hold maybe the outside of your foot. And then you pull your foot towards you to open the chest. Lower belly pulling in, ball of the big toe pushing away, sitting bones staying grounded as the heart remains open. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release the hands. Bring the hands back. So if you know you're going to change to under lotus, you can put your foot under. Otherwise, you're leaning back, sliding the right foot towards you. Keeping that external rotation in that left leg. Lift, let the sitting bones fall where they need to. And then hugging your left leg. And then open the chest. Feel like your sacrum is reaching up towards the sternum. So you're making space. So there's the sitting bones are grounded, but at the same time you're reaching up. Finding a steady point to gaze at. And then unwind the twist, straighten out the right leg, releasing the left leg with awareness. And we'll do a vinyasa, so any vinyasa you want, you can tuck the feet under, bring the hands forward, lean forward, and either step or hop back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lean forward into a plank pose. Press the heels away. Reach the sternum forward. And then slowly, slowly, you're going to come to a chaturanga. See if you can hold it. And come all the way to the floor. Come onto the forearms. Keep the toes tucked under, but bring the toes together. And then press the heels away. So you want to feel like the two hip bones here are wrapping towards one another so that this space between the hip bones is feeling like it's making a little hollow. Okay, so you're engaging the legs and then pull with the arms so the sternum, the chest reach forward. And you feel the shoulder blades pushing onto the back. So if you don't feel like that, you kind of have to lift the shoulder like this, and then pull it back and feel like the shoulder blade. You can grab the tip of the shoulder blade underneath and feel like the tip of the shoulder blade is coming in an arcing position up that way. Okay, so sometimes you need to soften first, something like that, and then pull them forward. So the upper back is engaged, pulling with the arms. Then, if that feels comfortable, open the hands a little bit wide and lift the elbows. But keep them bent. Swivel the elbows like they're swiveling towards one another and up a little bit towards the ceiling. Push the toes away. Push the heels away. Toes tucked under. And then pull with the hands, lengthen the lower belly, and open the chest. Press the heels away. Legs are engaged. And lower down. You can relax completely. Make your hands into a pillow on top of one another. Place your forehead and just shake it all out.
tuck the toes, press the heels away, bring the forearms onto the floor, pull the forearms, lengthening the sternum forward, the chest forward, chin still kind of tucked a little bit so it's more neutral. Then put the low ribs onto the floor. Bring the arms out beside you. Put the palms so they're facing down. Press into the palms and lift the chest. Now, all you have to do with the back body is point the toes. So the toes are off the floor. Press your hands into the floor to help open the chest. Then bend the elbows, W arms. Press the elbows towards the floor, backs of the hands up towards the ceiling. So you feel the upper body engaging. And hands beside the waist. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Leaning forward, coming into a plank. Coming down, try to hold a chaturanga. And come all the way to the floor. So once again, coming into the Sphinx pose, press the heels, pull the arms, open the chest. This time you're going to put your knees on the floor, but separate the knees about hip-width apart. And then flex the feet and turn the feet so they're pointing up towards the ceiling. Pull with the arms, open the chest. Put the low ribs back onto the floor, interlace the fingers, and reach the hands away from you. So the feet are flexed. You're going to see if you can bring the inner sides of the feet so they're touching, even if the knees are a little bit apart. And then reach your hands towards the feet and the feet towards the hands, without them touching. Hands beside the waist. Keep the toes as they are. Push into the hands and come into a puppy pose. Keep the legs as they are. Lean forward so you're back into the first position. Reaching the fingers away. Pull the heels towards you. If your feet and your hands are touching, then hold your ankles. So from here, pull your hands so you're pulling your feet towards you, but then reach your feet away. So there's a little bit of a tug of war. So you feel like the backs of the knees open a little bit. And then from there, pick up the knees and see if you can lift the feet up towards the ceiling. Flex the feet, tuck the toes, put the hands beside the waist, put the legs down, and come into a puppy pose. Lean forward, keeping the legs as they are. So, you know, you're always welcome to do one of the previous positions. Okay, so I'm going on, but you could do the very first position where you're not even touching the feet. Okay, or you can rest. Okay, so interlace the fingers, reach the hands away, pull the heels towards you. If you can, you hold the feet, and then lift the legs from the floor, and then you're going to see if you can roll to your right side. Reach the hips in the opposite direction from the feet. And then lift back to the center and exhale, roll to the other side. And reach the feet away from the head. And lifting back to the center. Coming back into the first pose. Flexing the feet. Hands beside the waist, press into the hands, and a puppy pose, stretching out the back. Lean forward, this time coming to a plank pose, coming to a chaturanga, coming to an upward facing, and a downward facing. Bend the knees, step or hop forward, coming through the arms, straighten out the legs. Everybody's there. Hands on the thighs. So if your back hurts, sometimes this might hurt the back, so you might need to use your hands. So hands on the thighs, pull in the belly. If you can hold the belly, then it protects the back. Slowly rolling down to come onto the back. Then pull the knees close to the body. Interlace your fingers and just stretching out the back. You can roll, rock and roll to one side, the other side, forward and back, whatever feels good for you. Bring the shin bones perpendicular from the floor, flex the feet, bring the knees like they're going to come to the shoulders, and hold your ankles or hold the outsides of the feet, and let the knees come towards the floor. Once again, if it feels good for you, you can rock side to side or forward and back, stretching out the back. And then bring the heels towards one another. Pull in the lower belly. The feet are kind of still staying in this semi-flexed position. And you can bring the heels a little bit like they're going to come towards the face. Stretching out the lower back, elongating. And then releasing the feet, keeping the feet flexed, you're going to push the feet up towards the ceiling as if you're holding up the ceiling with the feet. Come so that you feel your sacrum on the floor. Bring the fingertips to the lower belly and push the fingertips into the lower belly to make sure that you feel that the opposite side is really firm into the floor. So the legs are kind of trying to stay perpendicular from the floor. Then bring your hands behind the head, tuck in the chin, lift up the head, and then from here you're going to lower your right leg, but with control, so don't let it touch the floor, and bring your left knee, bend it, and bring it to your opposite elbow. And then we're going to go the opposite way, so we'll do a slow motion first, both legs up. Lower the left leg, bend the right knee, elbow to the knee. Okay, so then we're going to work with the breath. So straightening the legs, bending opposite side. Inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale, and then working with your own breathing pattern. Okay. Just switching sides. And bringing both legs back up to the ceiling, lower the head down, straighten the arms out, check the sacrum is still on the floor, tuck in the chin, rolling up with the arms straight. And then from here, you're going to see what works for you? You start to bring your feet a little bit towards the floor, but keep making sure the lower belly is pulling in. Make sure the back is not arching off the floor. Coming back up, let the head come down, just relax for a breath. And then roll, chin in, roll the upper back off the floor. Lower belly pulling in, straighten the arms. So you could stay here. If that feels challenging, you stay here. If it's not feeling challenging enough, then you bring the legs a little bit towards the floor. But make sure your back is not arching off the floor. And coming in, release the head. Just take a little pause. And we'll do one more. So chin in, rolling up, legs perpendicular with the floor, and seeing if you're going to go down. And bringing the knees to the chest, let the head relax, rolling a little bit, rocking to side. Stretch one arm over the ear, roll to one side. You can rest here for a moment. And then coming all the way up to a sitting position. So come to a sitting position you can feel comfortable in. If you want, you can sit on a blanket or a block or a bolster. I'm going to sit on a blanket like this. And it's just under the sitting bones. Bring the legs into the most comfortable position for you. It's always a little different between people. And then elongate the spine. Allowing the sitting bones to feel heavy. Lifting up from between the sitting bones, Mula Bandha. Allowing the shoulders to relax, the neck muscles to relax, the jaw to relax, the palate is relaxing, the tongue, the insides of the cheeks are relaxing. Around the eyes are relaxing, behind the eyes, the forehead, and the point between the eyebrows. And then bring yourself back to this relaxed and attentive mind. And see if you can have those same qualities in the body, so that the body, all at once, it feels relaxed, but also awake. We're going to start reconnecting with our breathing. Coming back to Ujjayi. Breathing in from the top, allowing the air to come in through the top. Exhaling from the bottom, making it rhythmic. So the inhales and the exhales are the same length. Allowing the sound to calm the nervous system.
retention of the breath. So everybody exhale together. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then bring the chin to this point between the sternum and hold the breath on the exhale. Inhale, release Jalandhara Bandha. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, contracting Jalandhara Bandha, chin to this little notch between the collarbones. Inhaling. Exhaling. Retain. Inhaling. Exhaling. Retain. Inhaling. Exhaling. Retaining the breath. Inhaling. Exhaling normally. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Making the sound. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And we're going to retain at the end of the inhale. So bring Jalandhara Bandha, holding the inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Retain. Exhale. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Retain. Exhale. Inhaling normally. Exhale. Again, making the inhales and the exhales the same length. Using the sound of Ujjayi to calm the nervous system. And slowly letting go of Ujjayi, allowing the breath to become more and more quiet. You can either stay sitting or quietly, slowly come to lie on the back for Shavasana. Noticing you can retain a quiet mind, quiet body, quiet breath. But all the while being completely present. Shavasana, you're welcome to stay there. I'll be closing the meeting so you don't even have to do anything. You can just stay and take an hour Shavasana if you wish. We'll bring our hands in front of the chest if you're sitting. Let's send health, strength, well-being, peace. Let's send it out to everyone in this world. Imagine you're sending all those healing qualities to everyone who needs it. finish with Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it.